Some are behavioral modification based. Some give you steps to go through. So we try to help the advisor walk a sponsor through and make sense of what that landscape looks like.
I didn't even realize that it went that comprehensive.
Neither did
We are here at the Excel 401k conference, the Advisors Conference, in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Paris Hotel, aka Sin City.
Which you're staying. Good. Okay. Your wife is here. You're well behaved. No losing money on the tables last night.
Now you two, on the other hand.
I am up in the gambling. We are behaving. We are all staying together in a hangover suite. Everyone has their front teeth.
No
one has married someone. No one's got a face tattoo.
But JD, aka Alan, is hosting Between Two Ferns as well. For those of you who had not seen the show.
I don't want any references to Zach Galifianakis. Thank you, please. And today, we have a very special opportunity being at this conference. We have a guest who's going to sit right there in that open spot.
Between two pillows.
Give a warm round of applause for Mr. Patrick Delaney from T. Rowe Price. He is
welcome in, sir. Welcome in.
Have a seat. Welcome to the jungle. Mr. Delaney is on
Only
the show.
you knew what you were in for.
His career was
what I signed up for,
and now it's plummeting down into the depths. He's joined us now.
Welcome to our world.
Assuming it can get lower.
But like every episode, we always have to have the beer of the episode. So, Mr. Johansson, tell us what we're drinking.
Need help there?
You have Craft Haas, which is a local brew, by the way. This is going to be an IPA. I know that JD's going to like it.
Delicious ice.
But it is brewed with a combination of Cascade, Centennial, and Chinook hops, pine, and grapefruit.
It's not fruity. It's very IPA-y.
You're not happy about that, are
No,
you?
it's rough. It's rough. Okay.
All right.
And what we're
the
also
beer last
gonna
night
do
was rough.
is
Cheers,
we're going.
fellas.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. To a good
Welcome,
show.
Thanks for having me on the
Thanks for
show.
joining us.
Now,
Gentlemen.
starting right now, we're going to have a word of the episode. If you say this word during this filming, you must drink from your beer.
Okay.
And the word is, this last time you can say it, participant.
Okay.
Participant,
We all got it?
participant,
We all got
participant,
it?
participant.
No, that was the last time you. There you go. Take 3 of them.
He wants
Patrick
somebody's
is from
in Vegas.
T.
the
Rowe,
most I've
and
talked
T.
the
Rowe
entire show.
has a huge emphasis right now on financial wellness. One of the first things I want to do is, for sake of the show, is let's define retirement readiness versus financial wellness before we dive in. And for me, retirement readiness, or I should say for us as a collective, retirement readiness is the focus on 401k employees, not the P word, that are moving towards and saving towards their retirement and funding that retirement. That's retirement readiness in a variety of ways. Financial wellness can be part of that for sure, but then it's all the things outside of the 401k as well, right? College savings, budgeting, healthcare, I mean, everything that has to do with your finances.
I think it's good too to say wellness, specifically that term. I think it's holistic in nature, talking about your overall health as it is regard to financial side.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Whereas retirement readiness is about being ready to retire.
So within our 401k industry, there's lots of hype, lots of talk around, yes, believe it or not, plan advisors adding this to their practice, making this part of their services to a plan sponsor, okay? So without diving deep into the definition of it, because we've talked about that before on the show, I want to get more into real actionable, tangible takeaways for advisors that they could use, okay? So let's say I'm a financial advisor, I'm a plan advisor, I understand what financial wellness is, I get it, I'm on board, I'm drinking your Kool-Aid, I now want to dip my toe in, I want to add it to my practice. What can I do? What's an easy step? How specifically do you want me to add this? Give me some examples, Chad, starting with you.
Yeah, there's obviously a variety of different ways, and as we chatted about this prior, what we were really looking for is an actionable way to dip that toe in. So the example I was thinking about, and I actually heard in this conference earlier today.
Meaning you stole this from someone else?
I stole this from somebody else. I mean, that's where all good knowledge comes from, right?
Why wouldn't you?
Somebody
I
else.
come up with some of my own ideas from time to time.
You do. Pretty good one right here. There was a conversation about an advisor deciding that he was going to sit with the folks who are involved in the plan, like that, folks.
folks.
There you
Good.
go.
Very
Involved
good.
in the plan.
I didn't even pick up on that.
And he was going to spend time chatting with them about any beneficiary designations, not just inside the 401k, but in any walk of their financial life, whether that be with their personal savings account, whether that be with
Revisiting any and all beneficiaries.
Yeah, life insurance, any and all beneficiary forms to just help take some of that stress off, that if something were to happen to you, who's going to get access to this money? Who's going to be the beneficiary of these accounts that you have? And I thought that was neat. As a young person, it's relevant for me. I had this conversation with my mom last week. My dad passed when we were young, and she said, I never found his 401k. And so I started to get on the conversation of beneficiary forms with her, and I thought, man, there's probably a lot of folks out there that don't know, outside of the 401k, because it is required in different walks of their life, who the beneficiary is of their life insurance. If they
You
haven't
know what I
touched it in
like
10
about
years.
that example too is it seems pretty easy to implement. Like if I'm a plan advisor, I could tackle that one, I could add it. It wouldn't take a ton of time and you're doing some good.
Well, it's also easy from the plan participant side. I mean, to even set it.
Drink, you said the word.
I
I'll
did.
take with you.
Justin, give us another
Well,
example
hold on.
though.
Before we go there, it's so you thinking about it, even from your mom's perspective. It's so easy just to set it and forget about it. It's probably the last thing on your mind as a participant when you go through a tragedy like that, right?
Say it
One more
again.
time.
I feel like you had
Justin's gonna be
PSCA,
that
man.
guy.
Don't call me that.
But another one, you know, we talk about it all the time. There's 64%. Is that what it is?
Right.
Of
I was 67.
That's
of
not even a made-up
Americans,
stat.
It's a real
that is
stat.
not a made-up stat, but 64% of Americans do not have $1,000 in their account to handle any emergency.
An emergency
So something
fund.
as simple as, you know, being that advisor, sitting with the employees and saying, hey, let's start off just by saving $1,000 this year.
I
you
love
know?
that idea. What a simple way to pull all the employees, sit down, find the ones that are lacking that little emergency
Yeah.
fund, set up some type of process. Maybe it's a 2-year deal, as crazy as it sounds, you know, let's say conservative, for them to put aside $1,000 aside out of the plan, out of everything else, just for an emergency, and then go back to the employer and go, look, now
This is
that
what I
stat,
did.
that 64% stat, is not true of your employees. They all
Would
have
you-
that fund.
And think about bringing it full circle, like with those employees, they probably, before they even started that, didn't even think they could save $1,000. So now that they see that they can actually do it, they'll
You
probably
make it
want to do it
tangible
again
for
and
them. It's a good
continue to
momentum.
keep
So
going.
here would be my question. Would you try to encourage them to put it in the plan or outside the plan? Because they
Outside.
get access to it if it's in the plan. Assuming there's loan provisions.
Shame on you.
Now you're
Whoa,
increasing
you
call yourself a
contributions.
401k
Now
guy,
you're
you're-
increasing
Chad,
contributions.
this
you
is
just
wellness,
advocated for
not
401k
retirement
loans and
readiness.
stuff.
Hey, you got to touch on ROI
Well,
for
let me
everybody
answer your
involved,
question.
and that money
Right.
in the plan is
Outside
tax
of the
deferred.
plan. Outside
Yeah.
of the plan was the idea. Any other
Well,
options or
both of
things?
what you guys said, the common core there, it's easy, it's actionable, and it's a small win. And anytime you can do something that's a small win, it tends to snowball over time. Something else that I've heard is a lot of folks will say, hey, you got to pay off your highest interest debt first. Take the opposite approach there and say, hey, pay off your smallest balance first. Once you pay off the smallest balance, you get the endorphins going, the dopamine's going, you get the small wins under your belt, and you're going to want to do more. Beneficiary review, very easy. Emergency fund, very easy. Pay off your smallest balance, and you can start the snowball effect.
I think that's
That's
becoming
great.
a
Those are
common
real-
theme, though. Even in the session we sat on earlier today, the whole idea of having this part of your wellness was to start small. To have, like you're saying, I like how you just turn it into the small wins on a personal level. But even as an advisor, starting small and getting in front of those folks and having them have little goals at a time, I think is key. So it seems to
takeaway
be that small is a good good piece to financial wellness, apparently.
For
It's a
sure.
big win.
You guys told me that at that speaking event too, that they said, hey, another thing to consider in terms of small is that if there's 100 employees, maybe trying to roll out a program like this to all 100 can be very intimidating. Maybe you first start with the 25 that are actually interested, that say, yeah, I would like to do that. And then you get some momentum that way. And I thought that was pretty interesting.
Because
The water
most
cooler
people
effect.
don't want to participate in this. You have to look at the ones who are actually engaged.
You want to
Wanna
make
be.
an impact, right? And so
you think
impact
about-
those that are willing to allow you to help. And
Think
I
about what
this-
that can do, though.
What's that?
Think about what that can do. You impact those individuals. People start talking around amongst
Yeah.
each other
Yeah,
and
hopefully you
employees.
build
and then,
a-
Water cooler
It's huge.
conversation.
that's what I said, the water cooler effect.
So in summary of that, I think we agree that
Like,
yes, there are tons of ways to get into it, financial wellness as a plan advisor. Best to pick the easy ones, the small wins that Patrick referenced,
Yep.
and get something moving. I mean, that's true in lots of walks of life.
The points that we just gave too, I'm thinking about it holistically, none of them are going to cost the advisor any money to build that into the practice. I mean, it's going to cost time, right?
Yeah.
But you can create this type of conversation in an education meeting that leads to a sit down or further actionable items that gets to financial wellness without putting a huge burden on you financially or your time.
We're gonna pivot to what Patrick and T-Row have kind of built and let advisors know about that here in a second. But before we do that, I want to have a little fun and play a little game at Mark's expense.
You ready?
It's-
shocking.
Patrick is going to answer 3 trivia questions for us. And every
Yeah.
time he gets a question correct, Mark is going to drink from this coffee mug.
Like
right
correct
here
or
in the front.
incorrect?
Feeling a little,
Correct.
feel a little hazy on these.
Hey,
these
Patrick, do you
answers.
want us
Oh
to
my,
switch
it is
seats?
current.
No,
just
you
to be
can leave the top
safe?
on. Leave the top on.
He needs this.
The
The camera
top
needs
on
to
is
see
for a
that.
Dad, why do you
reason.
say
Jeez.
that?
Holy cow.
Okay.
Hey, it's Insure.
I-
Just it's Insure. Remember
Mark,
Insure?
I
You love
want
that.
you to
There you
know
go, Mark.
something.
No.
Mark,
No.
I want
I'll
you to
hold
know
your beer.
that there is not an ingredient in that has not come from this conference
you
right
drink
here.
it.
I just had some fun and did a bit of a suicide, if you will. Call it a 401k conference.
And there's nothing related to alcohol in here.
There is alcohol in there.
Oh, I thought we were going non-alcoholic.
There is alcohol in there.
It's
Sorry.
not
Menagerie
beer.
of wellness for
So,
you to drink.
Mark,
Hold-
cross your fingers.
Yeah,
Here we
if
go
you
with
get
the
these
first-
wrong, I don't have to drink.
The first trivia
Yeah.
question.
Hey, there's no collusion
Just
allowed here.
forget. It doesn't matter. Just
Mark, stop getting in his head, okay? He's a guest of the show. First question, Patrick, for you is the famous music television TV station, MTV, I want my sorry, was launched in 1981. What was the first music video ever played? Don't answer yet, because it's multiple choice. Was it AC/DC Back in Black? The Buggles video killed the radio star? And I'm sorry if I got that band name wrong. Aha, Take Me On.
Video killed the
Correct.
radio star.
Boom!
Give it a sip, Marcus. Let me know what you think. I left the top on for you
I don't
guys.
think that'll fit through the hole, but okay.
Give it a try. It's that thick, it won't go through the hole.
All right, go on.
Hold on.
Oh man, and a swish.
Like mouthwash?
Better than you
Not
expected.
so bad. Next
Okay,
question.
put some IPA in there now.
On New Year's Eve, 1967, Evel Knievel famously attempted to jump the fountains in front of which casino? By the way, this ended in numerous serious injuries to his body, but was it El Cortez, the Mirage, Caesar's Palace, or the Bellagio?
I'm going to go the Bellagio.
Damn it! It's Caesar's Palace. Mark, you're off the hook.
Safe. Thank
For
you.
one, there's
All right,
one
last
left.
last question. And Mark, I want a big swig if he gets this time.
Lid off swig this time.
What
Mark.
was the exact speed the car in Back to the Future had
Oh.
to go to travel through
Easy.
time? Was it 86 miles per hour,
don't think he knows.
101
Doesn't know.
miles per
My favorite
hour,
movie of all time.
187
Oh,
miles
come
per hour, or
on.
Patrick, was it possibly 88 miles per hour?
It was 88 miles.
It was 88 miles per hour.
Was there
That's
a collusion?
pick
Well
up
done.
on
Hold on,
it?
before you drink
Well
that,
done.
we need a.
Mark,
Sorry, Pete.
that is a
favorite movie.
combination of beer, cream, almond milk, sugar,
I
beer,
think now that I'm going to get some of this, this might be bad.
juice, everything I could find. Coffee,
Still good?
both caffeinated and non-caffeinated,
Okay.
decaffeinated.
When your lips
Keep it
hit
down.
whatever's on top, it makes it weird.
Yes.
Okay.
How? Well, I'll ask you later.
Anybody
Okay.
else want to try?
No
As I
thanks.
mentioned, let's pivot to what T-Row has done, and what I'd like to do is first introduce the website and tell us a bit about it, and then maybe a little bit of focus towards third-party tools and things advisors could really leverage. So the website itself is called
nutty.
Wellness Works.
TeroPrice.com/wellnessworks.
Boom! We're gonna slide that right on the screen. So tell us a little bit about it, because apparently you had a hand in making it.
Yeah, so you teed it up perfectly earlier. So you have plan sponsors that have heard about financial wellness. They say, I think I want to do something about it. I understand why it's important. They see the statistics saying participants are stressed. God damn it.
Ah, you caught
I didn't
yourself.
catch that one.
And he called himself. That's
An
solid.
auditor there.
Employees are
I
stressed.
think I'm gonna drink him catch.
And so we tee the advisor up to walk the plan sponsor through every part of that conversation. So the plan sponsor understands why it's important. The advisor's got a huge book of business. Says, well, who do I talk to first about it? How can I identify a good candidate for a wellness program? So we have resources on there to say, let's take a look at the plan statistics. Let's take a look at the corporate culture and philosophy. Let's take a look at the demographics.
Find the
Three
right
good
fit.
places to start to see if you're a good candidate for a wellness program. You've identified a good candidate, then you go, well, where do I get the wellness? There's a lot of different places to get it out there. There's a whole bunch of different financial wellness providers that have popped up over the past 3 or 4 years. So we've tried to break that down. We've got a piece that lists the 18 to 20 top providers. A lot of these have already inked formal partnerships with record keepers. So they're already platform linked. And we give them a little synopsis of what the provider's all about. We give them contact information because you think about it, some people are wellness providers are just education based.
Right.
Some give you access to a phone bank of CFPs. Some give you access to one-on-one or group meetings. Some are behavioral modification based. Some give you steps to go through. So we try to help the advisor walk a sponsor through and make sense of what that
I
landscape
didn't even
looks
realize
like.
that it went that
Neither did I.
comprehensive.
I had no
I was
idea there was
thinking
a list
tools, calculators, and things. There's a lot
really
of really
spans the spectrum.
robust support out there.
There is. And then, if you want to look and vet a financial wellness provider, what are some questions you want to ask?
That's perfect. And that's there at the website.
It is?
Can we, a couple of examples, and again, I know this is an expansive subject, financial wellness.
This is
It could be
multiple
called-
shows.
It could be,
to
yes,
talk about
true.
this, yeah.
What's that relevant?
Give me
Right.
a couple small examples of these types of third-party tools. Some names we might recognize.
So a big one I would say is Smart Dollar.
Yep,
Is
heard of
a
them.
big one. T. Rowe Price has a relationship with them. Double Net Pay is another one that's widely used in the industry. Financial Finesse is a big one. Retire Map is another one that I know is a very advisor friendly.
There you go.
So
Are
there's
they all
just a
bit
couple.
different in terms of what they're offering?
Yeah, they are. They are. Some are just online content platforms. Again, some give you access to financial professionals. It's very. There's the good thing is that there's so much out there. The bad thing is that there's so much out there.
Yeah.
But the good thing is on top of all of that is that there's not one right way to do it. You can find the model that fits your practice.
And the reason I brought that up again, and you hit on it as you introduced initially, is because we talked about starting small. When you introduced the website initially, you said identify a client. So you're already narrowing the field to start small with a client that you think would appreciate a financial wellness program.
Correct.
And now from there, you're determining what it is that you believe will be impactful for them, and you're looking for a resource, a third-party provider in this case, a resource to narrow that field that's going to target those areas that you know will be impactful to that client. So small is what we've been talking about, really narrowing that field to the people that this will create the greatest benefit for.
Can we, to summarize this and kind of start to wrap the show, can we go back to a drum that I've been beating on a consistent basis, which is this hippie kind of do-good vibe that I want advisors to go in and look less like a funds, fees, fiduciary kind of guy, even though those things are important, but to show those decision makers that they care about the people. And I've talked in the past about doing that through retirement readiness. Well, come on. Financial wellness is a huge step towards looking like a do-gooder that's really trying to move the needle and do what's right by the people.
The number one answer sponsors give as to why they seek out a wellness solution is it's just the right thing to do.
It's the right thing. Perfect. Love to end on that. It's just the right thing to do. They can get a hold of T. Rowe Price, pretty simple. Go look, I'm giving you a little ad space here. We'll throw up some contact.
plug.
They can reach out to Patrick. We'll give that there. They've got local reps in their areas.
Territory reps, you name it, we can give you the contact information. You go to the website, Wellness Works.
They're all well versed on this stuff.
All of them.
Right.
All of them can do it. They can give presentations. They can talk to you how to walk your clients through the conversation.
All right, awesome. I'll also give a little plug for us. If everyone's on Instagram these days, right?
Not this guy.
Not you. You're there, but you don't do anything with it. you first of all, up your cool factor, get on Instagram, because Instagram's not even cool anymore. My kids are on Snapchat. That's where you're supposed to be. So advisors, it's okay for you to get on Instagram now because it's not even cool anymore. So it's a perfect fit for you. But if you're going to do that, follow at Retireholics, because you get to see pictures of Chad in Aruba in a Speedo. You get to see cool things that our art director guy creates of us. It's good for a laugh. It's
That's
fun.
really what they want to see.
Right? That's my promotion. I didn't ask you to check out our TPA firm or check out our sales guys. Check out our Instagram. Chad's in a Speedo.
There's no value there.
No value. There's zero value, but the laughs were something. We are the Retireholics. We are changing the retirement plan industry one beer at a time.
One IPA today at a time.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. And Patrick,
Cheers, Pat.
we're sorry
Cheers,
what we did
Patrick.
to your career today, but it's all right. You'll
I think
rebound.
he actually made us look good.